ntwanas zami, I was never ever ready. I was never prepared. I did not know. I had no idea. So at this point, I work at a clinic in Hillbrow. I'm the clinic administrator there. All right, cool. So I've got this job at the clinic. Everything is going well. 7,000, I think, then. And the 7,000 then, believe me, for me, it was a nice salary. Like, so this SLN clinic that I work at is in Hillbrow. I used to stay at Hillbrow way back then. So I'm going to the clinic. I'm like, as in, Hillbrow isn't funny anymore. Let me move out of Hillbrow. Let me move out of my flats. Let me look for a house, like a proper house in an okay area. Like, let me upgrade life. Okay, cool. So I moved from my flat in Hillbrow into a house in Ennerdale. It was a 3-bedroom house. Okay. So I got this house from mommy. It was a couple that had now bought a plot. They were telling plot Walkerville, but they didn't want to sell this house. They wanted to rent it out until they decided what to do with it. So here comes Pemiti with the game. How much do you want for your rental? How much do you want for your deposit? I'm moving into the house. Cool. I had a friend of mine then, who is still a friend of mine now. And she is one of my YouTube subscribers. Simply because that's what friends do. They subscribe onto their friends' channels. Big up to my friend. But this story is about me and her. I will not use her name in this video. I'm just going to call her Ufedewa. So most of the time, like the house is quite big, and I was staying alone. So most of the time, I preferred Ufede Abe at the house with me. So I would say plus minus because Fede was my friend, like down for whatever, and most of the time we liked being together. There was like more security, more clear. We understood each other, like we were close with Fede. Cool. So this one time, Mina and Fede decided to go on a massive drinking spree. We decided to go on a weekend-long drinking spree. Like, from the time Shai 17 on Friday, we went drinking on Saturday, we went drinking on Sunday. I think we only got home on Monday morning. Like one time getting gone. Very same thing, getting gone. Okay. On Monday, obviously, that's a day. Same low Willem 17 on Monday. Because literally, we've just walked in the house. There's no way. I cannot even get out of bed. So there was no way I was going to work. Ngalova Monday. Monday late, masesivuka no Fede. Fede ayenze something to eat. Like we just need salt in our bodies. Like we can't. Umzimba uthini at that time. Umzimba uthi, yeah, 3 days, ne? 3 days. Aguvumi next. We are hardly even talking to each other the way it's cutting must get back to bed. Tuesday kusasa. Tuesday angazi kwenzakaleni in sidecide noFede ukuthi asiqabule kancane. Sihamba noFede siyolanda amanye amasayida nyana sibuye sihlale endlini. Now we are, hey, yo, Chomi, but we overdid it this weekend. Hi, Chomi, really, we overdid it. We are kumbula gupi last base. Sesi the whole, I'm talking about Ranpek, Sesbahambile. Now, like, those 3 days we were just tourists. Some tourists were trying. Ooh, it's a game. Wherever we went, we looked fresh. Ukuthi sina 3 days singekho endlini akusindaba yamuntu leyo okusalayo nje kule 3 days ubungeke usho ukuthi labo abosigidla alright situation right now. Okay, so Tuesday kind of reminisce manje on how we spent our weekend. We are recovering but slowly, so we're trying to get these ciders ukuthi isincedise ukuthi si recover a little bit quicker. Okay, at least this was the day before on Monday, like no one is talking to no one. We're just eating this meat. As soon as we eat this meat, we're going back to our beds. Alright, cool. So Wednesday now ifike. Wednesday, angas ganjan, but my body is still feeling like I don't want to go to work. I don't go to work. This is Wednesday, Dwana. This is day number 3. Monday, awuyanga emsebenzini. Tuesday, awuyanga emsebenzini. And Tuesday, your work is now calling you. And you're not picking your calls. You are not trying to deal with anyone from work. Wednesday, Monday, day number 3, when awuyanga emsebenzini. Wednesday, masesivuka manje no Ferry, at least sikhonile ukuvuka in time. Ferry is like, "Oh, aren't you going to work?" I'm like, "No, actually, today I won't be able to go to work. I'm just, I don't know what's happening with my life. My life is falling apart." Okay, when you've done something wrong, and you know you've done something wrong, and you know that now reality is now coming to your brain that, listen, this is what you've done, and these are the possible results of what you've done. So how are you? Now my mind is coming back to my mind. Like, are you aware of what you've done? You haven't gone to work for 3 days. You haven't even bothered now one day to call them at work and tell them you won't be coming. And then as a result of that, I'm not yet ready to accept that, listen, this is what I'm expecting. What I'm saying to Ufede is like, Fede, I just don't know what's happening with me. I don't know what is happening with my life. Like, I think I'm cursed. I think because, isn't as in, like, I'm now feeling sorry for myself. There's nothing in Mahlangani. But it's just, I'm coming to reality. Yoguti, shit. I went on a drinking spree. I couldn't even wake up for work. Look at the situation I've put myself. The reality is coming back to me. And as a result, I'm in denial. Yoguti, I've put myself in this situation. Instead, I'm like, life is such a bitch to me. I don't know why my things are falling apart. I'm now interpreting this in another way. So Ufede is like, nah, but what exactly is going on? Well, I'm like, like, I feel I was talking a whole lot of rubbish just trying to justify the fact that I haven't been a good girl. As I'm going on and on and on, Ufede goes to me, no, Azin, if that's the way you honestly feel, if that's the way you feel, Uguti, everything you are trying, or if you feel like there's some mess happening behind your back in your life, there's somewhere I can take you and you will see if there's some shady shit going on. What? She's like, yes, but if you strongly feel that there's some tampering happening in your life, or some spiritual interference happening in your life, or there's someone messing with your life, if you strongly feel so, I can take you to a place and you can check that out. You can see if it's true or not. What? I'm like, I'm down for whatever. I'm like, oh, no. Vele, I suspect ntonton. Ngene pavini, ngena ku insuit yami, Ufede ungena ku the other part, siyageza fast, call. And then must together. Siyama taxi. Skibela ma taxi. Hey, futhi. Sizofa. Zazi sizofa. Skibela ma taxi no Fede. Siyahamba. Fede ungisa kuphi? Ungisa eRwanda Port. Masifika eRwanda Port, masijika kunenye shop. That's at the corner. So masifika, we're walking down. Angithi sama taxi, walking down. Siyajika before sijike, but you can see it's a corner shop. We're almost at the corner. Fede is like, nah, the place, guy, it's a glass place. It's like glass. There was lama shop la nema glass ngaphandle. Mawubhekile shop from the outside, ne? Uyabona lama shop la wezangoma. Lama, like yabona the way I sit on ngakhona ubona different izihlahla ezihlukile lapha, like they've got shelves, and then on the shelves they've got all these. So I could see that from the outside. And we're still walking in, like sijika ngakhona. Mangibheki shop on the outside. Ibhaliwe, guy. Ibhali. Like the one thing that I remember that was written outside that shop that we went to was, this place is protected by tikoloshe. 99. It didn't even say small boys or short boys or whatever. It said, this place is protected by tikoloshe. Fede is like, no, mama, asihlale phansi la. Kunama bench, like the benches as well on the side. Fede is like, no, mama, asihlale la. Angithi thina sizoconsulta. We are not here for limit lena. We are here to consult. Okay. Ngihlala phansi ke la, like Ufede is sitting right next to me. Me and Fede are sitting right next to. Guys, I had never in my life experienced that type of thing. As I was sitting down there, you know, it's like you waiting your turn, or you waiting guys, there were things in that space as that were moving. Like there were things in that space that were moving. And as guys, one thing I can tell you, at that time, Fede and I, as much as we had a friendship that went way, way, way back, the both of us were also friends of the church. We were church goers. As much as we spend the weekend, sitting, but we had a history of going to church. We understand. I personally grew up in the St. John's Apostolic Faith Mission. My parents took me there all my life as someone who was under their guard. And then, so in my adult life, when I grew up a little bit, then I decided myself to go to a universal church. Universal church, what I liked about it, it took like an hour and a half, and I related to the way that they used to preach. It made me feel a little bit closer to God. I love the way Bebetanda Zangakona as well. I love the way they related izinto to everyday. Like, I felt like they understood our everyday struggles. So Ufere and I used to go to the Universal Church together. So at that time already, they saying Ntandana Nunkunzi. Unkunzi, he's been a church goer, he's been a God lover, so he had this necklace, that he's been wearing since I met him until we parted. He had this necklace and a cross la yamadota. Every single day, that necklace never went off Unkonzi. So in our relationship while we were, he bought me a necklace that was similar to his. So Unkonzi got me a cross efananai, but the ladies type of ones. So every time I never took this chain off. I never ever took this necklace that he got. It was pure gold, so I had no issues. So every time I used to hold this cross like this, say my prayers, holding this cross. I sort of in my mind believed that this cross was my protection. This cross was a symbol of me being close to God, or it was a symbol of God's guidance, God's protection, God's leadership into me and into my life. If you are someone who is spiritual, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you are not someone who's spiritual, who has no idea, just try and play it in your mind, because you're not seeing. I was not seeing izinto, ne? I was feeling izinto. I felt there were things moving in this. When I saw Leandro, this place is protected by a tikoloshe, I did get a shock, but I was like, you guys, there you go again. Because he has asked this. And in this space, guys, ntwanas, one is SANGOMA. He was a Swati guy, is SANGOMA yakon. Shaya nge-dread engaga. Agamuhle umfana. Urole le namalembu wezangoma around his umfana uhoti. Umfana, you can see kusho with he is the main SANGOMA lapha. Amatwasana lapha, I'm sure why like 10. Bepithizela amatwasana yaphithizela sizabantu ukuthenga umuthi, sizabantu kuphi what kubhizi nje yabo. I'm not talking about a movement of human beings, because now amatwasana, never mind ukuthi athwelile zathina, still they are human beings. I'm talking about movement of things that are unseen in the space. Yabo ubhizi kuyanyuka kuyehla nto. And as in, let me not go too deep because I'm going to confuse you. Anyways, so we're sitting there in after some time, someone comes to us as ukuthi sizoyenza sifuna, uyabo? So ufere aphendule, no, as in besacela ukubona esipilini because kunezinto ezenzakalayo and we would like to know what's happening. Oh, okay. So nizobona esipilini. Oh, okay. And okay, so guys, I'm not going to be like 100% step by step what happened, because as I said, this happened a couple of years ago. So if I leave some parts out, don't worry about it, because I got you the main outlines that you need to know. You're here. It was ongaga, guys, ongaga inside a pint or inside whatever, but in the it was small. sinikwa lento ukuthi asiphuze ne friend yami ufere fokole is like yazini ba sibamba nezandla asithi once same time yabo oh sithi once same time yeah asibamba nezandla nofere wa awuthi sijwayele vela ama short siwashaya kanjalo masendaweni into ezihot sisishaya kanjalo wa one time so nale sithi sizoyitreat the same way kodwa ukuthi wa kanjalo Ntondini awubabi Ntondini awusemubi Ntondini yo I have never in my whole entire life tasted into enjia leyanto was bitter leyanto imbi leyanto it's concentrated whatever it is ibhoza yomuthi leso uphuze lapha ibhoza sihlaleke leyo 5 minutes after 5 minutes lizithwasa nilizosithatha lisifaka into a room cool siyathathwa sifakwe kuleyo room ithwasana siyangena sihlala phansi right down on the floor uyabona ikhukhu la phansi kuthiwa there are 2 mirrors there from top to bottom sibili esi1 ngale top to bottom sibili esi1 so lezi sibili kahle ama twins next to it's not one big mirror it's sibili lana going from the top to the bottom sibili lapha going from alright cool masihleli kanjalo bathi okay nizobheka isibili and then whatever oyibonayo esibilini izoba yiyo if uyamthuka umuntu mawubona lo muntu nje uzobubona whatever eyenzekelayo if there's any foul play in your life uzobona if there's anyone okuloyayo if there's anyone okuthumela ngezinto if there's anything happen uzoyibona kophi esibilini ngisathi ngibhekile esibilini nangufeli sekaqala hayibo hayi newenzayo ini like guys I can hear ufele but ngiyasaba ukumbheka like I don't want to turn my head and beg ufele all I want to do is what I'm here for I want to focus on like the way being talking ngakhona guys I didn't even look esipilini sikafele isipili sikafele is like this angle away from me I can very easily be like and see what's happening there I am looking at my mirror guy I am looking to see what is going to happen Nina my thing was a mirror for like I think it took about 4 minutes 3 minutes 4 minutes I'm just estimating but bekukudala lo aloka memeza la when I started feeling that there were things in the room not even feeling guy you would see a movement mara lento le and la sihleli khona emuva kwami kune like sort of yabona lama shelf la ahlayo lama shelf ahlayo anemithi as I'm looking into the mirror guy angithi kunemithi la emva kwami and this shelf that's behind me ngiyabona kuthathwa izinto like there was something there and this thing has just been removed from la shelfini and you can feel it moving guys I had never in my life and this room lenguyo it's quite small guys ngisathi ngibheke esipilini ngiyabona ukuthatha umuthi la but ithathwa into engayiboni iyahamba lento nini kunento edlula phambi kwami nini but guys I am trying in all these things that are happening to keep my calm and to just focus on the mirror ngiyabona ukuthi kunama spirits la kunezinto nje la in this space that I'm at guys we are pieces but my mind is still with my mind I'm not in a trance I think for those kind of things when I dance leyamuthi lesuphuze before singena lapha it takes your mind into some other type of state so I'm seeing these things zithatha izinto emva kwami zithi like there's a whole lot of things a whole lot of activity that is happening behind me and there's a whole lot of activity that is happening around me and these things could see that I was still in my senses these things could see that I could see them like there was misalignment somewhere okay man it wasn't only one thing guys I was seeing these things and as much I'm still trying to focus on the mirror I'm like I'm already in the situation so I cannot stand up now I cannot walk out I cannot room they've closed the light this room is almost dark Yeah, but not totally dark. You can still see what's happening, because this was in daytime when we went to that place. So these things are all happening around. I'm not seeing anything in the mirror. The only thing in the bonayo espilini, besides these things that are happening around my space, upemiti nyamona ulapya. But the permittees that I'm seeing, there's nothing happening in my life. There's no one who's doing anything to my life. Yeah? The only thing in Ibona lapya is feeling. But nakona, not in Ibona constantly. Ibona, whenever I look into the mirror, the only difference that I see, it's myself sitting in front of the mirror. The only difference is Mona like, guys, I know ngimuhle, but what I'm seeing lapya, he's like it's me, but it's so different. I'm so like super beautiful. And then like yes, dog, that is me. Boo, that is me. Mara. The way. And I'm still trying to focus with something else is gonna happen. But it wasn't catching, guy. Okay, this okay, my hand in the mirror, as I was, it's moving like unento ebambi isandla sami. Lento le angiyiboni, guys. Angiyiboni. What I'm seeing in the mirror where I'm watching is my hand being lifted up. My hand being lifted up. I am seeing a ring coming close to my hand. Male ring le fanguthi ngene esandleni sami ayikhoni. Ayikhoni ukungena esandleni sami. Instead le ring seqala ukushake. In my mind, I'm like, what the fudge? What the fuck? In my mind, but in my outside appearance, I'm like, I'm already in this situation. I need to be as calm as I possibly can. This thing is trying to put a ring on my finger. Le ring le ayikho ukungena. Le nto le iyanqanqazela. Ma ring fanguthi ingene emntwini iyanqanqazela instead ring. Le nto ingathi iyacwasuka iring seyilahlwa phansi. Mayilahlwa phansi almost immediately. Lento le seyiza a necklace yami. This thing is coming to my necklace, but it's coming to my necklace in anger. If you kumula le necklace, remember the necklace that I told you about? It's the necklace of the cross that I had on my lento is kumula everything that I'm seeing. That is what I'm seeing on the mirror. I didn't come there to see all these things in the mirror. I came to see who's after my life. Now, since this thing has failed to put this ring on my finger, it's trying to take this necklace off. How do I know that it's trying to take this necklace off? In the mirror there, what I'm seeing is something is trying to take my necklace off. Like my necklace keeps on moving up and down. Like it's something that's trying to be taken off. Like, you know, when you've got a necklace on here, the moment you yourself, if you try to take it off, you need to lift it up a bit at the back there, then it will lift up. So my necklace would lift up, but it would drop down again. It would lift up, it would drop down. Like, I could see what was happening. Something is trying to take my necklace off. Okay, Landole ihlule ukukhiphe necklace. Immediately, this thing went past. Ngiyizwa ngithi umoya iye khoneni lapha. Maye khoneni ifika. Do you see those leza nsimbi zama triangle? Bathanda ukuzikhalisa esontweni. Let me see if I can draw one for you. Zinje lezi nsimbi, ne? Like a triangle like this, and then uyishaya ngensimbi there. So this bekunensimbi enjalo at the corner. Immediately when this thing failed to ukumula my necklace, it went to leya nsimbi and it started ukushaya leya nsimbi ngenye insimbi. You know, kiteng. Okay, immediately when that happened, there's a lady that came in, itwasana that came. Immediately when that happened, there's a twasana that came into the room. This twasana, when she went immediately to that corner, la kala corner leya nsimbi. Uyaqala you know amathwasana benza njani. Ukhuluma nayo that thing. Hey. Ukhuluma nayo that thing. Aloka ama. I don't ingathi le nto mayikhuluma. Bebekhuluma, like there was a conversation. She looked at me and I had my legs crossed like this. My legs are crossed like this. So I am sitting like that in front of the Twasana turned around. She looked, I'm going to flatten and you could see that there's a conversation happening here. Now you're ibim pendula back, but it's just I don't remember whether ibim pendula still ngale bell or was it? But there was a conversation happening there. Because turned around, she looked at me. She's like, "Hlala straight, unga songi imilenze yakho kanje, hlala straight imilenze yakho ibe straight." Mangenzi imilenze yami ibe straight, guy. My legs were like this. I had to obviously pick this one leg, put it over. When I tried to lift this leg, it was my legs were tied down. This leg of mine was so heavy. As I'm trying to, it was, those grannies that complain about everything whenever they try to move, whenever they try to, everything is difficult. I was that lady that day. I know my legs, child, at that time, being fresh, being doing this was just a matter of this. Man, you think I'll lift lens, I'll send lens, I'll send lens. Was equal. Okay. Then the lady, same time after to I must put my legs straight. I put my legs straight. Then she's like, "Ubonan." First of all, man, just saying to son, why are you so harsh? Why are you shouting at me? She goes to me, "Ubonan." I'm like, "No, bengagaboni loto." And then she's like, "Oh, okay, awugaboni lutho. Since ufikile la uhleli phansi awugaboni lutho." I'm like, "Ha bengagaboni lutho." Uyabo? Then I aqhubeke nalento. Immediately maqeda uyaphuma lo sis. After that, the lady left. She closed the door. Manje still I can see movement yalento. Mara manje the movement, yazi into mayimova in anger. See move fast manje, see. Ngiyabona lento again. There was a box of matches behind me. Ithatha umatches. Uyakhumbula I told you at the beginning when we walked into this room, phansi kuna isikhumba seyilwanyana ne. Kune makhukhu as well. Nje masihleli thina sihleli phezu kwamakhuku. Phansi kwamakhuku kune izikhumba zezilwanyana in. Lento yabuya yathatha umatches right behind me la. Mayithatha umatches kanjalo. Ngiyabona, I'm looking in the mirror, but guys, somehow as much as I'm looking in the mirror, when I see a reflection in the mirror, it's a reflection of what's happening in the space that I'm in. Lento ilaita umatches, and ngibonile umatches usuke emva kwami. Ilaita umatches, maqeda ukulayita umatches, ilaita umsila of one of lezi lwanyana ezilila phansi. To me, honestly, it looked like isikhumba sebhubezi, ne? But I cannot be too sure. But in all honesty, I know ukuthi bathi imsila wempiso lalisa abantu ne. Leya bengasimpisi. It was ibhubezi because I saw isikhumba sakhona nje masilele la phansi. Isikhumba sebhubezi lesiya. And this smoke salento ephuma lapha is coming directly to me. Ilayite leyanto uthi iza kimi. Now guys, by this point in my heart, I am in prayer mode. I am in prayer mode. Yoguti, as in, Lord Jesus, I know I put myself in this situation, but I need you right now. As a footy, you will not even know until you know. There are situations we put ourselves in as human beings. Excuse my English, it's not my first language. Hi. Okay, so as I was saying, guys, this is now the situation. Manje, into you notice, okay? As I'm looking into the mirror, there's a Pamela that's in this mirror now. As much as I'm in prayer mode, ne? And as much as lentutu is ngagimi, it's supposed to do. I am praying. What I'm seeing in the mirror, manje, mona upamela, me, Pammy say. Like my eyes keep winking at me. My eyes, the eyes of Leapemi and Mona Lapia, they keep winking at me. But they're winking in a distinct way. They're winking in, I don't know how to describe that wink. It's not a wink, Yoguti. It's a wink, Yoguti. Like eye language. Like that Pamela who's in the mirror is giving me some sort of eye language. This is not even after I had started praying. This was during this whole course of this mirror situation. At times, that Pamity that's in the mirror, that's looking at this Pamity, keeps on winking in a distinct way. So after some time, as I'm in prayer mode now, lentuthu is agimi. I don't know what the meaning of lentuthu or what the job of lentuthu is to do to me, because it's not going to move towards my friend. It's coming straight towards me. And this is after I've now seen that I've upset rhythm at this place. You understand that? So now I'm still noticing this person is in front of me, is still winking at me in this weird way. Okay, almost immediately, now it's not doing its job. This thing goes, you shine a bell again. This twasana comes in again. It goes back to that thing, to talk to that thing. Immediately, Lela Twasana told us to stand up and to get out. When she opened the door, she what? When we were outside then, now we are not outside at the front of the shop where we came in. We are now brought to the back of the shop where there's an exit or whatever. So the person is sitting down with us and she's like, Nibonen. Mina, I'm like, I'm going next. And by this point, I am thanking God that I am out of that room. I am now seeing the light. I'm outside now. I'm seeing the light. I'm seeing, like, I'm just in my spirit. I'm happy that I'm out of that room. Linda Nubaba. Ubaba obviously is the main SANGOMA salapia. Just Marco to Stella Anjalo. Then this, the dreadlocked hot guy came through. Hi, boss is in Njani. Then we're like, no, it's right, Njani. Then he's like, oh, to me. I'm like, I'm bonanga lot, Baba. Then he goes to me, no, hasn't. Ngizocela ukuthi ube nelanga ozozangalo lana, because mele sikuphalazise, mele uphalaze, and then sikunike into ozofutha, sikunike I don't whatever, and then uzophinda uze futhi, and then siphinde futhi, and then my friend and I left there. We were going back to itaxi. Size ngetaxi sobuyela ngetaxi. As we are walking towards Amateksi guy, every single person that came in front of me, Ganji, was doing the same wink that I saw speed. Every second, there were people that I was seeing as I was going towards sorry guys, doesn't we are social like that. As I was going towards Amateksi, the conversation between me and my friend was not that. Like, I was shocked, guys. I was under a lot of shock. So I was seeing that I had collected a spirit from that place that was not me, that was not okay. Because everywhere, I was sitting in the front seat. I remember, almost, I think next to the driver, but I was sitting somewhere in the front seat with the driver, because I was looking at the rear view mirror. You know, every time I looked in the rear view mirror, I would see someone at the back winking the exact same way, that, like, not even one person. Maybe I would look at you once, you're doing that same wink, and then I would look at someone else, they're doing the same wink. Like, I knew that I had collected something correct. Guys, only then was I going into some sort of madness. I won't even call it a trance. I was going into madness. Ukumule, we've taken a taxi from Rhodoport to town. Now, I needed to take a taxi from town to Emmerdale, where I stay. Everyone I am seeing is doing that wink that I saw there. You understand? That on its own was such trauma to me. On top of it, trauma already. Okay. So after some time, then we got to town. Then I told my friend, no, as any friend, I'm gonna go to my mom's place. I'm not going to the house. I'm not going to Ennerdale. Then my friend was like, no, as in Nami, I'm gonna go to my own place, because she had her own place as well. Nami told me, I'm gonna go to my own place since you're going to your mama's, but we'll keep on talking your phone in. But on that day, there was no ways on Mother Earth I could be with anyone else but my mom. As I am walking to Amateksi, I remember I was walking behind the Universal Church, and I was walking to Amateksi behind the Universal Church, and I was still seeing abantu doing this same wink. At that time, it was even worse because I felt like there was something I was walking with. I felt like you understand? These people are doing this wink. I feel like I was traumatized at that place, and I feel like which is with me, which is not supposed to be with me. Okay, and I told my mom the whole story. And my mom, guys, I don't want to lie, she's a strong woman. She thought I was going mad. She knows me, I'm a very honest person. So she knew the story that I was telling her was true, and it had happened the way that I say it had happened. But at that time, she showed no fear. My mom prays, guys. So she was like, no, don't worry about it. You did what you did. There's nothing we can do about what you've already done. But first of all, for you to be going to such a place. And I was like, it doesn't even matter anymore what's in one end. But this is what I'm... Now the thing is, I'm still feeling this thing in the space that I'm at. I'm still feeling like there's something. Oh, okay. So I spent the night at my mama's place. I don't even remember if I slept that night, but chances are I didn't sleep. The next day, guys, I woke up and I went to work. This is now Thursday. When I was at work, we did the whole, Pamela, where have you been? That whole situation you would see. When then, you know what, you haven't been to work for so long, we need a doctor's note. But no, I haven't been feeling well. That whole story, we had done it. Now, the space that I work at, I had a small office up here. The small office, there was something that was there with me. Because I could feel, man, this is, you know, someone's job is not a playground. Someone's job is not something to play around with. This thing is now here with me where I work, at my office place. You understand? I get from there every single day. I used to go to church. Otherwise, I was literally going mad. And I can feel that there's something with me. I had, let me call it point blank as it is, I had an evil spirit, or I had tikoloshe, or I had something I was not understanding. But I had something that I did not have before. Yeah, and I had that thing since I had been to this. I knew where that thing was coming from. I suspect, I can't say I know what it was. I suspect it was in tikoloshe lapia. I didn't go there for tikoloshe, guys. And hey, sizofa kulo mhlaba. And this is obviously bulele thina self, but the city is bulele abanye abantu. So guys, from there on, I had to go to church every single day. When I left work, luckily I was working in Hillbrow, as I said, at a clinic in Hillbrow, and then the Universal Church that I used to go to was the one in town, that big one in Plain Street. Ne? So that is how I was able to part with that spirit. Every day I was going to church. Every day I was asking the Lord Jesus, uyayibona i-situation engizifake kuyo, ngiyacela babo, awuhle uzongisiza. Guys, I was 2 seconds close to insanity. My brain, I was like every single time I'd be sitting here and talk, you know, because I know that there's something, and I can say there's something, like every single time you'd be sitting with me, like we're having a conversation, maybe at work or wherever, and I'll just all of a sudden, maybe you're telling me about whatever, or like I would always, but in all honesty, I was not seeing anything. But when you know there's something, hey guys, my spiritual issues, spiritual matters, guys, please. So yes, I did part with that thing. It took me like about a week, because I feel, if I'm to translate what happened, I feel somehow I was connected to the Most High. Yeah, understand that, in whatever way, and I had put myself in a compromising situation. But in life that does happen. Kunabantu who are older than us, who have seen more in life than us. They've put themselves in terrible situations for whatever reason, but they are still seen through. they are still seen through. It doesn't make you a bad person. And to be curious about other things, it doesn't make you a bad person. But because my foundation, I already had a relationship with the God that I serve, if I'm to put it that way. I already had that foundation. I knew I knew that there is a supreme God who no one can even compete with. You understand? Yes, I put myself in a mess, so what? You are still my God Almighty. You are still the God that I know will get me out of all these situations. And he did that. I went through, like, guys, at that time when I used to go to church, because you feel like, God, take this heart. This heart is putting me in trouble. This heart is, God, like, see through this heart. See what this heart is putting me through. See what I'm putting myself because of the heart you've given me. See what, guys, when you want to bear yourself naked because you put yourself in a situation. Imagine, guys, imagine being in a situation where you are walking around, you are communicating, you are bathing, you are in front of something that you don't know what it is. Something but you know it's there. Out of that situation only through prayers. So guys, all in all, be careful of the doors you go knocking at. Then I think people are too money hungry, guys. People are too money hungry, and they are most likely going to fetch izinto which are going to cost them their peace of mind, because they are looking for money and they are looking for easy breakthroughs. I don't want you to put yourself in situations where you are compromising your peace of mind. A peace of mind is something that can't be bought. A peace of mind, it's something you need to plan your life properly. It's something you need to feel. So never do anything that's going to compromise your peace of mind. Never do anything as a cost to. So we all want to drive the latest cars. We all want to stay in big mansions. We all want the best of the best in life. And yes, you might be you might be working hard, you might be, but you're not yet seeing the results that you want to see. Results, guys, you don't see them in a day. You don't see them in a year, 2 years, 3 years. It may take you 5, 6, 10 years to see what you want. But if it's going to be genuine, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to be patient. You understand? Because ungahamba manje uyayilanda leyo nto oyilandayo wherever la uyilanda khona. But it could be ulanda into uyagcina ubona ubuthongo. Ubuthongo bumnandi, guys. Ukulala ebusuku and ukulala in peace ebusuku bumnandi. It's something you cannot trade for anything. Guys, you don't want to sacrifice. If I'm to give my opinion, don't sacrifice your soul for izinto that don't matter. If for instance, Suzuki, ufuna Lamborghini, you can move from point A to point B. Yes, it's not the best. Now wherever labangani bakho bayakhona, now uyakhona ukuya ngithi. Be grateful. Kunabantu out there who would love to be driving Leo Suzuki. It's not like uhamba ngenyawo. It's not like uhamba ngetaxi. It's not like, even if we are going to afford the taxi, there are some people that hardly only once in a month. Whenever you want to go to a tropen, guys, looking for things from spirits, from, guys, just be careful. Be careful, ntwana zami. Be careful, ntwana zami. Ziyabuya laphandle. A lot is happening, and all in all, I'm going to go back. Don't compromise your peace of mind. Peace of mind, you can't buy it anyway. Ntwanas, namuhla I'm not in the mood. You're to subscribe. You know that by now. Often subscribe, often comment. But I do want your comments. I want to hear what do you guys think? As in, it's life. Life is a long road. You're gonna do things. You're gonna regret them. You're gonna marokisala as long as you're living, dog. And the story. But for me, this was a horrific situation. And this is a situation that I suggest you avoid if you can. Nyanthanda ntwana zami, nyanthanda bosana bami, the girls, them girls, aba baby, the girls. And then Boa but body empathy sway. Okay, la rata, la love. Alright, ntwanas, take care. Love you. Mwah.